I'll use this opportunity to talk a little bit more general, tech vision for Tamil Nadu, a view from IITM Research Park. Basically, I'll start in a very simple manner, where is India? If you look at it, India has grown almost 6.5 to 7 times from 1991. This is the per capita GDP in real terms, taking into account the inflation. Yet the income disparities are very, very large. And whenever we talk about development of a state or the country, we need to take that into account. And we must not forget that 85% of Indian households still continue to live at a total income of less than 25,000 rupees per month. And I've given dollar to rupee conversion also. There is another strength. India's education system is much stronger. Almost 95% children going to school. Noon meal scheme helped, and noon meal scheme was in fact created here in Tamil Nadu. But there are large dropouts. There are 1 million engineering students graduating every year. Of course, again, Tamil Nadu is the lead, but quality is very uneven. If you look at next 25 years, India is all set to grow 6 to 9%. India's strength is very large young population. And if you see here, this is what you see here, between 20 to 24 is our peak population. Population has started going down. Up above also population is lower. But this is a large population, young, and they are very good. If nurtured, they can be a very large talent. If they are properly nurtured, it can make a huge difference. If we mess it up and have unemployment, we can get into a lot of trouble. And of course, the wages are still quite low. So it is possible for us to make a difference. And this is what I will say the Tamil Nadu has been doing probably best in this. The large population also means that we are a very large market. Of course, at affordable prices. Now, once we keep this, and then I'll come to Tamil Nadu. If I look at Tamil Nadu, its strength has been number one, automotive. It is the automotive capital, has been strengths for decades. IT has always been there, and now we added over the last decade or so electronics manufacturing. However, we must not forget that all designs are still imported. R&D of established companies and startups can actually do all the designs. And this is something that we need to take up. And setting up the stage for use of Indian components for manufacturing. When you import the design, we also import all the components. And that is something that we have to break. And I'm saying all this because I think Tamil Nadu has to take lead in all of that. Healthcare, we have some of the best medical doctors in the country practicing in Tamil Nadu cities and are now increasingly taking interest in R&D. Public health is another very strong point of Tamil Nadu, and this can be taken to different level. It is Tamil Nadu where we have companies like Zoho, Freshworks, probably the only large product companies in India. The rest are pretty much services. But in India is a place where product companies are also taking. FinTech for inclusion. We have very strong, for the low income people, we have very strong companies, Northern Dwara Holdings, many of them out here, KGFS, Samunnati, Stellabs, Vikriti Capital, they're all here. And there are many more, I have not listed. High quality engineering colleges. Many private engineering colleges started not so good, and they have over time increased their capacity. We have fortunately First Solar setting up a plant which will be inaugurated in about a couple of months' time, and Vikram Solar is also manufacturing solar. And of course, IITM Research Park also is in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu, hub of R&D to commercialization and startup incubation. Research Park, to talk a little bit about Research Park was set up like a startup. We actually took some seed funds, but we borrowed almost 400 crore rupees. And we have actually paid that with interest, and we are generating fairly large cash profit. Of course, Government of Tamil Nadu gave us this land, on lease, and that made this possible. We have 300 deep tech startup here, incubation cell. We have fortunately 80% plus survival rate, probably not seen anywhere else. And this is something of a big strength. And the current value of our startup is almost 40,000 crore rupees. An incubator holds some shares. What is the lesson? And these lessons are important because I think as Tamil Nadu is going to go forward, we have to actually do similar thing in a much larger manner. Independent governance, financial independence beyond seed funds, taking times to mature. And we have whole lot of companies in variety of sectors and which is giving extremely good returns. Today we had a start to pitch festival out here, which we will talk about toward the end of today's program. Board has challenged us to do even more for the Tamil Nadu and for the country. For example, the board has said that you should over next 10 years take 30 products which are where R&D is done in India to almost a 10 billion revenue per year for each of them, 1,000 crore rupees per year. This is a challenge that they have set up. We have been doing now 45 startups per year. They have challenged us in saying, do 1,000 startups per year. They have said, nurture about 500 people to become the tech wizard every year. And this is some immense challenge, but something that we think we can do. And at the same time, we have said that can India be world leader in 5 areas. And 3 of the 5 areas that we have chosen is a climate change technologies and net zero, assistive technology for people with disability, and fintech for inclusion. Now this is the background. How do we harness Tamil Nadu potential? Next 7 to 8 minutes, I'm going to talk about it. The first, and there is a lot of discussion with Tamil Nadu government, has been going on for some time, and much of what I have said is aligned to this. First, strategy towards Tamil Nadu 100x vision is design, develop and manufacture for large Indian market and the world market. This is where Tamil Nadu should take the lead. Requires different industry mindset, innovations by startup. Development of deep tech technology, academia partnership with a focus on commercialization, not just for sake of R&D, but on commercialization. No quick results, multiple failures followed by success. We must understand that. Requires a large number of youngsters to be inspired to work hard, and fortunately we have that. Same time we should develop software products. It's tough and requires long-term collaboration. Model similar to a deep tech R&D, not same as IT services. Most software companies which have excelled in India have been focused on services, but there have been exceptions and in Tamil Nadu, and we can actually learn from that. So what are we proposing? We are first proposing that we need to set up something like this research park in 3 more research parks in 3 other corners of the state. And from our limited understanding, we believe one should be in Trichy-Madurai corridor, somewhere in between. The other could be in Coimbatore. And the third should be Hosur-Krishnagiri region, so that it actually attracts people. Bangalore is overflooded, it attracts people from there. What as our lessons, we can't do this in a hurry. There should be a self-sustainable beyond seed grant. Independent governance, very, very critical. It cannot be controlled by either the government or any academic institutions. Industry-academia interaction to take R&D to scale commercialization, innovation, incubation, and startup. And towards this, we need to nurture in each of these. They cannot be done overnight. Believe that it is not infrastructure. Infrastructure we can set up in next 2 to 3 years. That will never result into success. There has been many such research parks around the country. Why does this shine and others don't? Because infrastructure is important, but that will happen. What is more important is strong engineering colleges behind this. So what we need to do in each of these 3 regions, Trichy-Madurai corridor, Coimbatore and Hosur-Krishnagiri, we need to nurture 5 to 10 engineering colleges and university. Set up entrepreneurship ecosystem and industry-academia interaction. This itself will take 7, 8, 10 years. And in about 5 years' time, we could then think of setting up the research park infrastructure. That will take Tamil Nadu to leadership. That is one proposal that we are putting. The second, I think we believe that we need now somewhere south of Chennai, could be 100 kilometers away, 2,000-acre tech park. It is 100x of this research park. This should be set up to compete with Silicon Valley. I think time has come. Over the next 20-25 years, this should be able to compete. We should have 10,000 R&D professionals working, 100,000 R&D professionals working there. Attract youngsters from all over India and the world. Very important. Yes, we will of course have Tamil Nadu youngsters. That will be the majority. But we must be able to attract youngsters. Any country which has succeeded have been able to attract youngsters, diverse. And fortunately, India is very diverse. Strengthen youth. Train, motivate, inspire and empower. I think Tamil Nadu is all set and we can help and take leadership in some of these things. I believe that in something like this, the tech and their family will live there. Some 250,000 people. So we'll need houses, schools, hospitals, enable a culture of innovation and collaboration. This is something that I believe need to be set up, and this can aim to contribute almost $60 billion to local economy in 25 years, 5 lakh crore. It is possible. The interesting thing is, sir, I believe we do not need money from government to do this. This could be done as long as a land is provided, maybe on lease, some tax will be taken, and the connecting infrastructure. You should be able to give them a strong road, should be able to get there and move fast. I think this is what is needed. These tech park, 3 research park, 4 research parks, including IIT Madras, and this tech city can actually, all the things that you are talking about, he was talking about, can actually take that. And it is about R&D and to commercialization. What do we need to do specifically? As I said that we need to, today I visited here, Foxconn, Salcom, several places. Very good manufacturing. All machines are imported. Sorry to say that. All machines are imported because we don't make those machines here. They are imported from China, a little bit from Korea and Japan. We looked at the machines. I in fact sent a team. Sir, 85% of the machines we can actually design, develop and manufacture. This will be the task that will be done by these research parks and this tech city. Most electronics machines imported today, startups can build them. It's not something, there is no magic in most. The technology involved is not. Only a few machines, maybe 10 to 15% we may not have. We had a company like Zeiss visiting us last few days. They are absolutely experts in certain technology. We want those machines, sure we may have to import. But 85% we can make it here. And we'll learn to do those remaining 15%. Battery cell manufacturing. So, not only cell phone, but all electric vehicles, etc. The net zero technology will require a lot of battery. Today we are importing everything. We should set up manufacturing with imported know-how, because there is no Indian know-how that is commercially viable today. But you do that in the beginning, but then get startup and R&D organization to drive R&D and to get us for the next generation. This cell technology will change in 4 or 5 years. Next generation we should do. And fortunately, SICRI, Karaikudi and even IRCI here at Research Park have the basic. They don't have commercially viable technology. But I think we have enough people here and enough people in different places in chemistry, chemical engineering, other departments where we can actually do this. Sir, we need to become leaders in technologies for climate change. And this is, fortunately, one of the challenges given to us by our board, saying that this is something with me. And we want Tamil Nadu to become the leader. For example, we should drive commercial, industrial and HIG housing complex to 100% net zero. We should only get from solar, wind and tomorrow other things, and have the storage. Storage will play a very, very critical role. We should become the leader in storage technology. Similarly, I think while we are driving electric vehicles, one of the things that I didn't see sufficient focus is, sir, today there are large number of autos and other goods transport vehicles. So they are the ones which run long distance. Every day, 150 kilometer, 200 kilometer. And there are a large number of the roads. If we don't do anything, they will be there for 10 to 12 years, emitting smoke, emitting pollution, and we will not get there. Sir, we can in next 5 years refurbish all of them. And refurbishing is economically viable. We don't need money for them. We need the right policy to help towards refurbishing. We should say in 5 years, before your next term ends, all the autos, all the light commercial vehicles will become electric. This is something that we need to do. Sir, materials. This is where India is weak. We were at one time good at materials R&D, but by and large materials R&D, we have become very weak. This is where serious R&D effort is required towards commercialization. This is something we need to seed today to get results in 3, 5, 10 years. Chemical and processing technologies, whether it's for battery or for hydrogen electrolyzers and fuel cells. Again, you need to do R&D for commercialization 5 years down the line. Sir, India is going to build huge construction materials, cement, contributes to 8% of greenhouse gas emission. This is only increasing. We need to figure out alternate way of doing things and make it 100% green cement and concrete. And this is something, again, we can take up lead in. Recycling and circular economy. Lots of startup needed. Every piece of thing that we today have need to be recycled. Today, fortunately, the cell phone batteries we have started recycling. Solar cells we need to recycle. We need to recycle everything. This is again area that we should become, and it's already our focus. Waste disposal and cleaning. One area India is not strong on, less energy intensive. We can't just import technology. Sorry to say that. Because most of the technology that are there outside is highly energy intensive. We can make less energy intensive and make them waste disposal and cleaning possible. Technologies to help ease of life in our dense urban area. So what kind of cities we have? Chennai is supposed to be a great city, but it takes 1 hour to travel to work, 1 hour to travel back from work, 2 hours every day people spend. Many people, even if they have a car. Many of my own colleagues and people who work are spending. This is a waste. We have to rethink of this. And then, of course, new frontiers, quantum, Web 3.0, space, micro nuclear plants. Again, I think this is another area that I was mentioning we can take leadership in. Sir, Tamil Nadu was the oldest known long language of the world. But in India, we have large number of languages. So we can help build a complete Indian language, spoken language translation. So I'm speaking and the audience can hear automatically in any Indian language, or of course English or French or something like that. And already there is a very interesting project, Bhasini, funded by MIT in Delhi, but its center is here, speech to text and text to speech. And this is something that, of course, extreme proud for Tamil Nadu that we should become the leader in this area. Sir, healthcare and life sciences technology, another area, and education technology. We cannot, so all of that will involve IT. Sir, IT is there in every area. We no longer can think of IT in isolation. And then, of course, biotechnology, agri-tech, food, water. Water is going to be a major. How do we conserve water? How do we recycle every drop of water? How do we not let water flow to the ocean? I think these are things that we really require. I've tried to put together all this. The question that I sometimes get asked, is this doable? And I strongly believe, yes sir, why not? The 4 research park and tech city that I'm talking about can take this task up to go on R&D to commercialization. The focus has to be R&D to commercialization. Of course, rest of the manufacturing, services industry that you have to do. But these 5 places can actually be given this task and we can grow the Tamil Nadu economy. Thank you very much.